Hey guys, so welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, it is a get ready with me, and these videos, I like to do them every now and again, just kind of being a little bit more laid back and relaxed and just kind of updating you guys on some things, just because it's nice to kind of catch up sometimes. And I haven't really been on Snapchat too much lately, just because there's been a lot of things going on. We got a new bunny. If you haven't seen that video, Meet My Fur Baby, it'll pop up here on the icon, so you can click on it and see that video. I shared with you guys in this video a little bit of an update on how they're bonding together, which I am so surprised and shocked, and I'm just really happy with the way things are turning out with those two. And so yeah, I'm just kind of keeping you guys updated. Now, I did select some products that I wanted to use this week. As you guys know, that's my kind of quest to use up some things, use it or toss it. And the palette that I selected for this week wasn't really something, because I had it in my basket last week with another palette and I didn't really use it, so I thought this week is it. But I'm not really feeling it. So I get a lot of comments, and I have people asking me to do looks with the Jaclyn Hill palette, so that's exactly what I did today to create this look. And I have raved about this, and you guys will hear my little rave and rant about it towards the end of the video. But this look is very warm, very me, and I decided to go with something a little bit more dramatic, because I wanted to do something very soft and light, just a little bit of shadow and liner today. But when I sit down with this palette, I can't help but want to slap everything on my eyelids. So that's what we're doing today. So grab your snacks, grab your drink, and let's get to it. I've got nothing on my face, so we have to start from scratch. I have my skincare products on, and I will list below my skincare that I use, just in case any of you are curious about it. And I also did use a primer, which I don't normally do every single time I do my makeup, but today I decided to use the Ren Clean Skincare, the Perfect Canvas. This is a silicone-free skin finishing primer or serum that can be used on its own after your skincare routine. It could be used as a priming step. It has no parabens, no sulfates, no mineral oil, no petrolatum, synthetic fragrance, synthetic colors, DEA, glycols, silicones, PEGs, and it seems like it's good. I used 3 drops. It says 1 to 2, but I did put that on, and I didn't use as much as my marula oil, because I feel like it just might be a little too much. This is not a new product per se out in the market. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC. This is a color correcting full coverage cream with anti-aging hydrating serum plus SPF 50. You guys know I'm on a quest to find a good CC cream type of product that's light. They can give me some coverage and be kind of customizable. More coverage when I need it, less when I have better looking skin, and also something that has skincare benefits. So I picked up mine in the shade Light, and I was kind of debating whether or not to get the Fair or the Light. I did swatch them. The Fair looks really, really white though, and I wasn't sure if that was going to be the right choice for me, so I went with Light, and let's hope I'm not going to use too much of it. And it does come with a pump, which is really nice, and I'm just going to get a pump of this. I'm going to start with 1 pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take this brush. It feels really nice and soft, so I'm going to take a little bit of this and kind of just dot it. I don't want to do too much. I mean, that color might work. Dot it in the areas that I need it and hope that this works. I think I tried this a long time ago, but I don't remember if I enjoyed it. I feel like now I wouldn't mind trying other products, just because I feel like, oh wow, that smells weird. Now that I have like skincare that's more geared towards my actual skin type, instead of using things for oil absorption that kind of dry me out and make me look super greasy, I feel like now I'm able to try other things and get better results, just because skincare is like a big portion of it. So let's see if this can cover these blemishes here. And I see this product all the time on QVC, because I do watch QVC all the time. And I mean, that does even out. That does even out pretty much my entire complexion. Just put a little bit through this area here. It's got a lot of good ingredients though, so good ingredients, but the list is like long as heck. I feel like this might be a little dark, so let's just kind of bring this down here a little bit lower. But I'm going to take my BareSkin concealer and use that under my eyes with my damp beauty sponge. And I wear that in the shade, what shade is that? Light as well. This is what I've been doing these last few days just to kind of look alive, because my son was really sick. Then my husband got sick. I got sick for the second time. So let's just say I need extra help. Okay, so whatever's left on my hand, I'm going to take the very tip of my beauty sponge and go over these spots just to kind of tone those down and kind of cancel out that redness a bit. Okay, so I have the CC cream already blended in, and also my concealer. I haven't set anything, and I was just looking at my skin a little bit more up close, and I do have some imperfections, you know, these little spots that sort of came up, but my skin actually looks really good. I don't know if it's this, I don't know if it's the perfect canvas that's sort of making everything look much smoother. I don't know what it is, but my skin looks really good and really smooth, and I need to set this. I do think, however, that the CC cream is just a tad bit dark for me, but then if I go to the light, it's going to be too light. So I don't know if I'd rather have it looking lighter, and then I can add bronzer to it, or if I'd rather just kind of do this, skip the bronzer, and just leave it as is. I did take some down my neck. I don't like putting makeup on my neck and my chest. That's something I do not like to do, so I'm not going to take it down too far. So I'm going to set my under eyes with the It Cosmetics, the Bye Bye Pores, just whatever's in the cap, really lightly. And I like to kind of tap off the excess and just kind of push it into my under eye area. And I'm also looking up so that I don't get any creasing. And then I'm going to put some right over these little spots, because I feel like when you don't set your concealer, it means you can see it's already lifting. When you don't set it, it kind of lifts as you blend in other powders and things like that. So I'm going to take whatever powder is left on my sponge, and I'm just pressing it into the areas where if I'm going to get oil, this will kind of help. So sides of the nose, top of the nose, and I'm not going to do any powder on this sort of outer perimeter. And we're going to see. I'm going to keep you guys posted on that CC cream and see how I like it. I do like the fact that it has SPF, that I can just slap it on with a brush, with my fingers, and just go. So that's really nice. Alright, so my brows are done. Use my Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil in medium brown. I love it. It's such a good brow pencil. And so I have my little basket of makeup products, because I switch it out. If you're sort of new to the channel, I have started switching out my little basket, my vanity of things that I want to use, things that I want to incorporate, and if I'm not using them, they need to go. So that's kind of what it is for me, no nonsense type of thing. And this is the one product that I've been using for the whole week, last week. This is the Makeup Forever, the Pro Sculpting palette. So every time I did my makeup, I would put this on, or just maybe a little bit of the blush. And I don't know, one day I used this, I think once or twice, and then like a few days later I noticed like little red spots. I don't know if this is because it's old and I'm putting it on my face, or if it's just something else. So I don't know, I think I'm going to try it again. I don't know if I'm going to do bronzer, just because I think that this CC cream is a little dark, but I am going to go on with a little bit of this color, a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of stipple it onto my cheeks, because this color actually gives such a pretty, like a natural, rosy, kind of corally, all that. That's the worst description of blush ever, but it just kind of gives a natural kind of flush to the skin. And so what I was saying is that it kind of got me into looking into cream products, because I usually always just use powder. And this actually lasts pretty well throughout the day. I don't ever have any issues with this fading. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. Alright, so for my highlighter, I have to show you guys this product. I mentioned this in my unboxing for my first Sephora Play unboxing. And I mentioned this, but I want you guys to see how it looks, how it goes on. This is the Hourglass Vanish Champagne Flash, which is such a pretty color. And I mentioned in the video that I like to use my Daily Tools 977. This is a face sculpting brush, and it's pretty big and it's great for contour, but I love it for applying cream highlighters. And I've washed all my brushes. You guys should be so proud of me because I haven't washed my brushes in such a long time. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and again just do one of these numbers. You could just go right on it, but I don't really want to do that. I'm trying to kind of not go over too much. I feel like I just lifted my concealer, which sucks when you get a blemish in that area. This is so pretty. As you guys can see, it gives a nice, pretty glow to the skin. I'm going to go down the bridge of the nose. And I think it says to avoid the eye area, which is a shame because I would have loved to have put this through the brow, inner corner. So you can do just this, and that's what I've been doing, just this on its own, or you can put this on first and then layer it with a powder, which would be really beautiful, but this doesn't really need it. This is just so pretty, and it just gives such a pretty glow to the skin. It's not obnoxious. It's just the right tone. If you're fair like me, the champagne would work, and they have different shades for a multitude of skin tones, so nobody's really left out, which is great because everybody can find a shade in the highlighting sticks that work for them, so that's really great. So I'm going to do something with these eyes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have this palette in my little thing. I remember I got this when I was in Tennessee, so not too long ago, and I had my son put the little stickers on it. This is the Too Faced. This is the Totally Cute palette, and it looks like this. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this, if I'm even going to go in for any of these shades today, because I'm not really feeling this. So because I'm not really feeling that Too Faced Totally Cute palette, I don't know, for some reason I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in the mood for that. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. But every time I do tutorials that are kind of smoky eyes or anything that's kind of different, I always have people ask for me to do more looks with the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is a very popular palette. I love it. It's one of my favorites. It was a favorite of mine for 2017 as far as eyeshadow palettes are concerned, and I just really enjoy it, and so I figured why not just go ahead and use this, because this definitely is right up my alley and speaks to me. Every time I open this palette, I just love it so much. So I'm going to do just something easy, nothing too elaborate, but I also wanted to kind of chit chat with you guys and just kind of, you know, talk. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Morphe M433 brush, which looks like this. Let me see if I can get a little closer. And I'm just going to use some shades. I'm going to, I don't even have the card that tells me the names. This is one of the first releases, so it doesn't have the names on the back. But I'm just going to kind of show you guys some of the shades that I'm going to be using, some of these, and then some of these right in here. So kind of like some light tan shades, some a little warm, some a little bit lighter. And so I'm going to start with that color in the crease. So you guys know, if you watch my video about my new fur baby, Rose, she's been here for just a little over a week, probably like 9-10 days by the time this video goes up. And so I've been working with bonding the two rabbits together, and I'm just absolutely blown away. I had a feeling that my rabbit, Patch, who is a male, and he's neutered, by the way, I had a feeling that he was going to be very sweet and kind, and, you know, he's just that kind of rabbit. He loves to be held, he loves to cuddle, he loves being with you as a person, hanging out with him, and, you know, I thought if I could bring him a little bit more happiness and make his life that much better, then maybe it's getting another one so he has a companion. And so the first time that they had an introduction, it wasn't so great. But I was like, okay, it's the first time. You know, he's just like, who is this? Why are you bringing this into the house? So I kind of gave them their space for a couple days. And maybe like a day or two later, I decided to try it again. And I put them together for the entire day. And I sat with them for a little while. And there was a little bit of chasing that happened, which is normal. Because Rose is a girl, if you're not, if you didn't watch that video. So there was a little bit of chasing, and of course, you know, mounting is going to happen. That's a normal thing because it's just, he's the alpha male, and that's what males do, display that dominance. But once, I guess, he did that, and she kind of realized, okay, you know, he's running the show here, it has been like, they're like this, inseparable. They groom each other, they snuggle together, they eat hay together, they're drinking water together, they're exploring around the house because my rabbits run free. And they're just no fighting. He's not mounting her, and I'm home all the time. I've been home for like 8 days straight because my son has been really sick. And I'm just so blown away and so proud of him for treating her so good and being kind with her because she's only 11 weeks. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to take me a whole lot longer, but literally in 2 days, they're like 2 peas in a pod in 2 days. I couldn't even believe it. I'm just like, I'm telling you guys, I am like utter shock. And the 2 of them, they're downstairs, and I'm not even watching them right now, and they're perfectly fine. Like, I'm really proud and happy. So that's kind of like the update. Still working on her because she is a little bit, oh, I switched to an E22, and I'm going in with a bit of a darker tan. She's still a little bit skittish. Like when I turn the vacuum on downstairs, she freaking lost it, but it's okay because she's, you know, she's still a baby. But he has been really good to her, which, I mean, I didn't think that he was going to be mean, but there's always a chance because you just never know. And, you know, he's very sweet, loving. He wouldn't hurt a fly on the wall type of bunny. Like, he's like perfect. Perfect in every way possible. And I'm just like the luckiest person in the world to have him. And he just adores her. And then she is so playful with him, and I think she's going to help keep him younger longer because, you know, he's already a little over two years old. And, you know, she tries to play with him and snuggle, and it's just the sweetest thing to see them together. And he just is so good to her. And I tell you, as soon as she saw him, she just like fell in love with him, and it's kind of hard not to because he's the most perfect thing. And she just doesn't want to be away from him. All right, so I'm going to take a crease brush, the 228 from Zoeva, and I'm going to go around the edges because I feel like I went up a little too high. So we're going to recap with colors. So I started with this shade here, and then I went in with this. So that's kind of where we're at. Wait, where am I? This shade. I'm trying to look at the viewfinder, and it's opposite, obviously, when you're looking into the mirror. So I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm not really sure what this shade is called, but I will list them down below, and I'm just going to kind of right on the outer portion. And I have a feeling that this look is going to be pretty warm. I mean, what's new, right? Whoa, that is like super pigmented, you guys. Oh my word. Oh yeah. Give it to me. And then I'm just going to kind of a little bit and blend it in this. It's kind of like a rosy, chocolatey brown. I'm probably completely off on that, but, you know, it's pretty. It's kind of rosy, kind of brown. And what I love about this palette, if you don't have it, you should get it because it's just really good. It blends out beautifully. So I'm going to go back in with this brush and a few of those first crease colors that I used. And I'm going to go around the very edge of it just to kind of almost create a bit of a halo because these colors are very kind of yellowy and kind of tan, and then this is a bit kind of darker and rosier that we put in the crease. So it kind of, you can probably tell a little bit that there's a little bit of kind of like a warm yellowy tan shade. This one here that's kind of like a mustardy yellow color, it does look exactly like mustard. That's why I'm going to use this brush and just pick up a tiny, tiny bit of that. And I'm going to go right around the edge just to create kind of like a halo type of look. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay, so then with this type of brush here, flat definer brush, I'm going to take that same kind of rosy brown shade, and I'm going to put that onto my lower lash line. And then I'm going to just blend this in lightly. I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is the MAC 219, and just soften out those edges. I'm going to add a little bit of this red shade here. It's really deep, kind of vibrant red. And I'm going to do that on the outer part of the eye. Not too much, because sometimes if you add too much like reds and pinks, it can kind of make you look a little sickly. And although I feel sick, I don't want to look sick. So I'm going to take just a little bit of that. Whoa. Okay. That is so pigmented. Oh my goodness. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of that color, because you know what? Why not? On the outer V, just very lightly. So I think I'm going to try to find the smallest brush that I have, like tiny, and take that same red shade. I haven't really worked too much with this color, so I don't know. I'm hoping it blends out as smoothly as the other shades, and I'm just going to kind of pat this right on this outer portion of the eye, kind of like the outer V area. And then just kind of blend that in. It just adds a little bit of something. So, I have been looking for the Ardell magnetic lashes. I want to try the accent ones, and I have been having some difficulties finding them. I got an email with the Ulta sale that said that they had them, and when I went to my local Ulta, they didn't have it. Not yet, supposedly. I'm just adding a little bit more of this red shade. So, I do want to try the magnetic accents. Those look like they might be worth a try. Let's see, does this look even? I think so. Okay. Let's go around the edges of that. And I'm going to just go around the edges of this just to kind of soften everything a little bit more. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to switch to a clean pencil brush. And I'm going to use the lightest shade in the palette, which is the very first one. And it's a shimmery, kind of ivory champagne shade. So I'm going to go in the inner corner. What I do is take a little tiny bit of this shade here, which is like a peachy, goldeny pink shade. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of that on my brush. And I'm not, it's a dry brush, by the way. And I'm just going to press it right in this area right in here. Right into that highlight. Inner corner highlight, and just stopping right there before it goes into the cranberry red shade. And it adds just a little bit of something to the lid, but it's not super intense. Now if you want it intense, you can definitely add more. And I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of the lightest one. So it's the 5th color in the palette, and just kind of push that right over the top. It's going to help brighten this up a little bit. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Okay, tight lining and my Clinique Pretty Easy liner, as always. And because I'm living on the edge, I'm also going to add a little bit of this to my lower waterline. What? You better write this day down, y'all. Oh, and this is the legendary eyeliner in Bedroom Black from Charlotte Tilbury. So the line, I'm doing it as thin as I can possibly get it, because if you do super thick, it kind of takes away from the eyeshadow, and this eyeshadow is just too pretty. Alright, so the look is complete. I did add mascara and of course the lip, which I will tell you about. The lip product is the LORAC Cat Lady lipstick. This is one of my favorites, and I just absolutely adore it, so that's why I decided to put it on for today's look. And then for mascara, I had to go back to my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I know this is not one of the products that I'm trying to use up because this is my favorite mascara. I've been working on the Sephora Lash Craft. This is the big volume, and I'm not really digging it. I just prefer the volume, thickness, and length that I get with the L'Oreal, but I'm tired of using this. I'm tired of using it, so I decided that I was just going to bust this out. And then, of course, my usual Clinique mascara for the lower lash line. And so that is the entire look, you guys. I love the way this came out. It was more eyeshadow than I intended to use for today. I just wanted to do something very simple and basic. But every time I sit down and use this palette, I just want to put all the colors on my eyes. Of course, this is not something that special because it's something that I've done looks like this before, and I've worn plenty of looks like this off camera as well. And it's just what I like. It's just my preference and the warm tones. And it's just so easy to work with this palette to blend the shades out. And I recommend it. If you don't have it, you should pick it up because it is a really pretty palette. Great colors, great selection, works well together. The shadows, they blend really nicely. And I'm not an expert in makeup at all. I don't have any sort of formal experience with makeup or going to school for makeup. And I can use this, and I feel like I did a pretty good job with blending out the colors, and anybody can use this. This is such a good palette and such a good volume. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was a little bit longer and more kind of relaxed, laid back, let's connect, let me update you guys on some things type of video. And I do appreciate you spending some of your day here with me. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for being here. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, please subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And if you'd also like to see my life off camera and kind of tune in with me when I'm not on YouTube, you can follow me on social media. I have Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff. It always kind of pops up on the screen, and I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.